Well, if the league phase of the Conference League is anything to go by, I think the knockouts are going to be an absolute breeze. Hello, welcome to Club 3, Part 9 of the Globe Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, we do have our second leg of our Conference League round of 16 tie against Aris Limassol, which we got off to a good start. We won 6-1 in the first leg. Then, obviously, should we get past them, which hopefully we do. Hopefully we don't bottle a 5-goal lead, because if we do, I deserve to be sad. Not really, but I should do, because we can't be bottling those sort of leads. But if when we get through, we will obviously show the second round, second leg of the next round, which will be the quarterfinal, whoever we will face. Hopefully it's a much more challenging time. But anyway, since last episode, we have played a lot of football indeed since we had that amazing win against Barcelona. We played a lot of football, almost too much football. It feels like a lot, but it's not. January was a fairly decent month. Got through to the fourth round of the Spanish Cup, which we did get knocked out by Real Madrid. We went 1-0 up, which wasn't bad, but we sort of let it slip late on in the second half. Villarreal, not the best game. Leno got sent off in the 60 seconds, so that was we had two defeats on the bounce in January. Atletico Madrid couldn't quite beat them this time. Obviously, we had that draw earlier on in the season, but couldn't get the win against them. Garcia did put us 1-0 up, but we just couldn't put the ball into the back of the net again. But then, thankfully, we rounded off January with a win against Bilbao. February, a very good month. 2 draws and 2 wins. The wins came against Elche and Valencia. We did obviously just beat Aris Limassol 6-1 in the opening leg, with the goals coming from Enchantu with 2 goals, Bellotta with a goal, Van der Silva with a goal, Jose Hernandez with a goal, and yes, I did put my goalkeeper on the second penalty of the game, so he scored a penalty, and that's his first goal and only goal of the season. That's the kind of manager I am. If we're 5-0 up, I'll let my goalkeeper take the penalty. Then we just recently beat Alaves 2-0. We did make one signing in the transfer window. He hasn't made a first team appearance yet, but he will do maybe next season. But he is called Dionisio. He's a Spanish striker. 2 stars of capability, 5 stars of potential. Leading second division player, potentially first team. He's currently down in the B team at the moment, but he's currently what was I getting coming to here? I've been signing from Cordoba for 2.6 million. I think he is. At least I think he's in the B team. He might. Is he in the B team? I presume he is. We do have quite a couple decent players in the B team. Yeah, Dionisio is in the B team, so that is fairly good. But let's get into the second leg against Limassol, where obviously we are 5 goals up, and this is the lineup. It is Sissoko in goal, a back four of Lee Chong, Derva, Skuga, and Leno, Brente at the base of the midfield. Then we've got Bellotta and Costa Silva. Then we've got Sergio on the right, Bernal on the left. Then we've got Angel up front, and Shantu. Bit of news about him. He is leaving us. When the offer came in from Valencia, I thought, let's see if we can offer him a contract. We could, but unfortunately turned it down. So he's going to be joining Valencia at the start of next season, which it's not really on what I want, considering Valencia being one of our league rivals. So it's kind of, I hope he gets a serious injury next year, then we don't have to play against him. But yeah, I don't think. I mean, he's had a brilliant season this year. He scored well over 20 goals in the league and a few goals in the Conference League, which is sort of it's a shame to see him go to a league rival. If he went to like some French or Italian club or an English club, I couldn't care less about it. But the fact he's gone to a Spanish club, it's just absolutely bonkers. Sergio has got the ball now to Silva. This is looking very promising. Obviously, we are very much through to the next round. I'd like to think. Obviously, we did win that first leg 6-1, so you think we should be through, but you never know what is going to happen. But we are the home team. We've probably made this stadium, I'd say, a bit of a fortress this season. We haven't lost that many times at all this season. I'm not sure how many we've lost, but I don't think it's been many. We're actually in a really good place in the league. We're currently like fifth or sixth, so we're definitely on course for qualifying for Europe once again this season, whether we win the Conference League or not. So I think next season we're definitely going to be either in the Europa League or playing Champions League football. Because obviously, if we win the Conference League, we're in the Europa League, and obviously, if we would finish fifth, there's a very good chance we will qualify for the Champions League. And Costa Silva puts the ball into the back of the net for the first goal of the day, and that does make it 7-1 on the aggregate scoreline. And if Limassol are going to put it back, they're going to have to. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to have to do, because they're not going to put 6 goals past us that easily. And that's all I'm going to say about them, because I don't think they might get 1 or 2 goals back when we're like dropping back at the end of the second half, because that's when they got their first goal in the previous game. They got it in like the 89th minute, where we were just sitting back trying to basically run out the time. But with 23 minutes into the game, it's been a bit of a quiet game, much quieter than the first leg, I think, albeit I don't really know what the score was at this point in the first leg. I feel like we were probably about 4-0 up, because we did go very much all out attack in the first leg. We are attacking this leg, but we're not doing as well. Well, I mean, we don't really have a full strength team out today. Obviously, we've given a couple of players run out, so like Zablotta and Berno and Angel, players that would usually get game time in the league, but will get game time in the Conference League. That's the sort of plan. Go full strength in the first leg. In the second leg, if we don't need to go full strength, that's fine. Then we can do a little bit of rotation. So I think that's very much the plan for the Conference League. First leg, full strength. Second leg, we could do a little bit of, obviously, depending on the scoreline. If we lose the first leg, we obviously go full strength in the second leg and hope to God we have a massive turnaround. But thankfully, as I had to come to that just yet, Leno has got the ball now to Belotta. Leno again. This is looking very promising. Can we get a second goal right before half time? Angel Sergio, it comes off the post, and luckily it doesn't go into the back of the net to make it. It should have been 2-0. Should have been the 8th goal over the course of the 2 legs, but very unfortunate it doesn't fall to one of our players. Limassol have made 3 changes at half time. I don't think it's a change to the whole front 3. They've only left the attacking midfielder on. I mean, that is just that's absolutely bonkers. So I mean, even if we were, I was in a losing position, I don't think I'd have the balls to change our front 3, because mainly because it's the best front 3 in all of maybe not in all of the league. I think that's probably slightly pushing it, but it's certainly up there. Sergio is going to make way for Smearis, who's picked up a little bit of a knock. Hopefully, it's not too serious. Prente is also going to make way for Arthur Vermeeren, who is out of contract at the end of this season. I haven't really made up my mind if he's going to sign a new one yet, or he might have been given with a new one, because he's played a lot of football, but I don't know if that was in his contract or not. So we will find out at the end of the season who shall be staying and who shall be going. Blotter has been found, and Limassol have, by the looks of it, escaped a red card, but I think they did get a yellow card. But we've got 20 minutes left to go on our second leg against Limassol, where we are still leading them 7-1 on the aggregate scoreline, only winning 1-0 on the night. But the first leg, that was what did the game. We're very much through, unless Limassol did the absolute impossible and score 6 goals in 15 minutes, which is very much not going to happen. Pablo Garcia is going to come on for the final 15 minutes alongside Katie Cobbs he can come off the Google. I think Cobbs is very much a player that we will. I know he only came in summer, but he hasn't really done much. He hasn't established himself as a first team regular, mainly because Guga, Maidment, and Dervas have just all been absolutely quality, as left like Cobbs as like the fourth choice emergency centre back, I guess. So I think he'll probably go in the summer. That should have been the second goal of the night, but it doesn't really matter. We're winning 7-1 on aggregate. Well, it doesn't really matter if we don't score any other goals. I mean, it doesn't really matter if Limassol get an equaliser. It ain't going to affect the outcome of the game. And Angel thought he was going to get his head onto that Limassol and just have a complete snapshot, and they do put the ball over the top of the crossbar with 4 minutes left to go. I wonder if there's been any sort of upsets. I mean, the only two big teams that we're looking out for was Middlesbrough and Inter Milan, and which I think obviously Middlesbrough won their first leg, so I think they're very much through to the next round. Inter Milan, I'm not really sure what they did in the first leg, so they might be safe in the through. They might not be, but we'll find out more who we get in the next a couple of weeks. The draw, strangely, isn't straight after the game. It's actually a week after the game, so we'll find out who we get just before we. Obviously, I will obviously announce who we get. I'm not gonna leave you in the dark. Sarfo has got the ball now to Papadopoulos. He must be offside. If he's not, it's a very good run, but I suspect it will go to VAR, and goal has been disallowed. We still lead the game 1-0. Obviously, the 7 goals, 7-1 on aggregate, but that was a very decent game. 29 shots, 11 on target. We're a team that likes to have lots of shots. We are very clinical in front of goal. The goalkeeper must have been literally on fire that game, because I'm sure if they had another goalkeeper in goal, I reckon it probably would have been like at least 10-0. So obviously I know we've got Real Madrid at the end of the month, but we're very much focusing in on the Conference League. So hopefully, I don't really know when the second leg is. I know I think we'll probably just come back for the second leg in the quarterfinal, whoever that may be against, and hopefully we've had a good start in the first leg. We have been drawn against Middlesbrough in the quarterfinal of the Conference League, which I think probably is a difficult enough tie. So I think that match will be coming up in the next episode, whether that be the first leg, second leg, or probably the second leg. I haven't really figured that bit out yet, but we have played 2 games since the second leg against Limassol. They were a 4-1 win over Leganes, and unfortunately a 2-0 defeat against Granada, which were on an attacking mentality, despite the fact they were 10th. So I feel like my assistant manager does need to get sacked. So the league table stands so far, 8 games left to play. Currently 5th in the table, 55 points on the board, with 6 points clear of 7th place Elche, who I think we've beaten twice this season. So I don't think there's any way we're going to finish below them. So we're very much on the Champions League race for the Champions League qualification. You know what I mean? But we're very much on the mission to try and qualify in the top 4, so we can get pretty decent qualification for the Champions League. But obviously, if we finish 5th, slight chance we might miss out. So hopefully that doesn't happen. So the lineup for our match against Real Madrid, it is Sissoko goal, back 4 of Lee Chong, Maidment, Dervas, and Leno. Prente at the base of the midfield. Then we've got Costa Silva and Hernandez. Smearis out on the right side. Pablo Garcia out on the left. Then we've got Enchantu up front, who has got 29 goals this season. We've still got 8 games left to go. So 5 assists. Pablo Garcia's not been having a bad season. 14 goals. Hernandez has also had 10 goals, which It's not too bad. Belotti's having a brilliant season. 7 goals and 11 assists. He's not even a regular first team starter. I mean, that shows you how good of a player he really is. When he doesn't have to play every game, he still gets in with the goals and assists. That's a sign of a decent level player. Not top quality, but just a very good player who gives everything for his team when he gets a chance to play on the pitch. But let's hopefully try and get another win against obviously Real Madrid, who we did beat them earlier on in the season. I think it was just 2-1 the final result, but it might have been 2-0. I think it did end 2-1, but hopefully we can get another win against them, because for all the times we played them, obviously we played them once last season. But I played them once. Betis played them twice, but I only played them once, and obviously beat them. Played them early on in the season, beat it again. Then hopefully, I mean, we can't win three games against them in a row. That would be absolutely insane. Obviously, we did lose against them in the Spanish Cup, which wasn't ideal. Leno has got the ball. That was a great strike. Very good strike that was. Unfortunately, couldn't quite put the ball into the back of it. It was on target, so we did test the goalkeeper. And it does fall to Costa Silva, who does drive into the area. Oh my God, Hernandez, that's got to be a handball in there, surely. It did get blocked, and somehow it didn't go into the back of it. That was a very, very good start. In the space of 20 minutes, we've had 10 shots, 1 on target. That is absolutely absurd. I expect those sort of stats at half time, but not 25 minutes into the game. We are absolutely running riot so far. I feel like it's only a matter of time before we get our first goal of the game. And Jantu runs past the defender. We do get the shot on goal, but unfortunately, we don't put the ball into the back of the net. I generally thought for a split second Madrid were going to go on a counter attack, because they were basically 1-on-1 with a defender, but thankfully they sort of slowed the play down and allowed the rest of our players to get back. But with 10 minutes left to go of the first half, we're definitely looking the better team in my opinion. But I'm slightly biased, and I think we will grab a goal in just this early amount of time, because we are creating a lot of chances. And Jantu Garcia, I mean, somehow, how is that not going into the back of the net? My mind has been absolutely blown, because we created 17 decent chances, 4 shots on target. Real Madrid, only 1 shot on goal. I feel like we're definitely in the driving seat. There's no doubt in my mind. We're definitely going to pick up at least 1 point. I don't really see Real Madrid beaten us this game. Obviously, Real Madrid could have a brilliant second half, but at the moment they haven't really looked great. Bruno Leno, what a goal that is, and we are 1-0 up against Real Madrid. Absolutely wonderful. We could do the league double route for them. That would be absolutely insane. We're tearing them apart in terms of the match stats. I just wish we had more goals to prove it, but we are 1-0 up against Real Madrid heading into the second half, where I think the second goal, that's probably game done and dusted, because judging by the match stats, Real Madrid, they haven't shown up today at all. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason, whenever we played them, they just don't show up, apart from the Spanish Cup game, which doesn't really count. It's not a league match or anything, but this would be absolutely brilliant, because I don't know what this means for the league table. I don't think we go above them, but we can sort of close the gap. And Camavinga was looking at the back post, and thankfully, don't know if he got his head onto the ball, but if he did, it was off target, and that was probably their best chance of the game so far. But half an hour left to play, still just a 1 goal. Stats still looking pretty tasty, which I'm all for it. We are going to make a couple changes. Smear is going to make way for Furman. He can come on onto that right side. Sergio has unfortunately picked up a little bit of a knock, so he's going to be out. He's missed the past few games, so I think he actually got injured in the second leg. So Hopefully he'll be back for the Middlesbrough tie. Costa Silva is also going to make way for... we're actually Costa Silva on. Hernandez is going to make way for Blotter, and I think that'll be the only two changes we shall make for now. With half an hour left to go, still obviously the one goal in it. So a second goal here, yeah, it should wrap up the game because obviously that would leave Real Madrid needing 2 goals to get in the last 20 minutes or so. That's only if we can get a second goal. Obviously, if we hold on to the 1-0 lead, so much as I want to get a second goal, it might happen, it might not happen. De La Fuente has got the ball. Back to De La Fuente. This is looking very bad for us. And Bryce Shawley has put the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-1 between us and Real Madrid. So hopefully it's just a little blip, and hopefully we can try and grab a second goal and regain our lead with 15 minutes left to go. I think a draw. I think a draw is a decent result against any team, in there, whether that's Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Atletico Madrid. But I think looking at the stats, we deserve to get the win and shake pavement. As soon as Real Madrid equalised, it was only a matter of time before we popped up with a set piece header. The Englishman does put us 2-1 up with 10 minutes left to go, and now Real Madrid have a set piece of her own, and Mansutunio will whip in the corner. Can we just get it cleared? Maidment does get it cleared. Oh, has he? He might have given away a penalty in the process. That's very harsh if it is awarded. Penalty has been awarded. What? I mean, maybe he was firm in the... I don't know what happened there. I really don't know. Let's hope for Sissoko. Absolute penalty masterclass of the same. Mansutunio steps up and he puts it into the bottom right. Sissoko dives the complete opposite direction, and well, as soon as we got into the lead, Real Madrid getting back level 3 minutes later. That is absolutely, it's heartbreaking considering it's a very dubious penalty decision. Don't really know how they got it, but they are Real Madrid, just like Man City. Everything goes their way, and Prente does win the ball back. Blotter now to Garcia. This is looking very positive. Blotter with the strike, and there was probably better options. There was players lurking in the box, so probably maybe should have looked for a pass, but we've got a couple minutes left to go of our match against Real Madrid. Is there going to be a late twist in the tail, or is it going to end in a 2-2 draw? Which it does end in a 2-2 draw, where you look at the stats and you feel like we probably should have won the game, but Real Madrid did have more of a possession, which doesn't make sense considering the fact we had 31 shots, 10 on target, which it's not too bad against Real Madrid. I think within the next couple of years, we will be victorious over the likes of Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Real Madrid all in one season. And hopefully that's the season we do hopefully win the league. So there is a good side out of today's result, but just a little bit unfortunate. If we had taken more of our chances or been a bit more careful of them, I reckon on another day we could have won that game. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode. So I don't know whether we do the first thing. I don't really know. How good are Middlesbrough? What's their form been like? Who do they have? They had FC Copenhagen, which, don't get me wrong, not a difficult tie. I mean, their Premier League form has not been the best, albeit they did play Man City, Liverpool, and just Liverpool and Man City in the Premier League in February. Yeah, I don't know how good, realistically, how good they are compared to the bigger teams in Europe. So I think we'll probably just do the second leg, and then hopefully we get into the semi-final. So I think that's the plan. So the next episode will be our second leg against Middlesbrough. Then obviously after that, the second leg, and hopefully we should be in the semi-final. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.